Welcome to the Quick Start Video Addendum for Environmental and Mining Applications. In this addendum, we're going to cover soil and sediment sample preparation. Now, when you unpacked your accessories, if you noticed any missing or damaged accessories, please contact your local representative for assistance. The inverted soil test stand is used primarily as an indoor desk or lab docking station. Here you see the portable test stand used for field work. Let's look at some other soil preparation accessories. The mortar and pestle set for homogenizing and grinding a dry soil sample. A sieve set for collecting a uniform sample fraction of equal particle size. The 32 millimeter soil sample cups. The soil scoop to fill the sample cup. The mylar film for the cups to provide the X-ray window. Filter papers to provide a separator between the finely powdered soil and the poly stuffing. Prior to grinding a soil sample in the mortar and pestle, all large, non-representative material, such as leaves, insects, roots, twigs, asphalt, rocks, etc., should be removed and the sample dried in a conventional oven. Use a heat setting low enough to avoid driving off volatile elements that may be present in the sample. It is recommended to split the sample into several small parts in order to grind each section more easily. This manual grinding process may take up to 10 minutes per sample in order to reduce the soil grain size to the approximately 250 micrometer average grain size desired for optimum results. Drying is an important step. Significant errors will result from samples that contain greater than 20% moisture content. The homogenized and finely pulverized sample can now be transferred to the multi-stage sieve, starting with the largest particle size sieve on top and the smallest sieve just above the bottom collection container. Pour the soil into the top sieve and place the top cover over the sample. Shake the sieve until about 90% of the sample has settled into the bottom collection container. About 10% of the sample will be contained in the coarse, medium, and fine sieve sizes. Be aware that the coarse fraction could contain some significant concentrations of target analytes, such as lead slugs from a firing range or paint chips, etc., while 90% balance will be in the bottom collection container. After use, all equipment, including the mortar, pestle, and sieves, must be thoroughly cleaned to avoid cross-contamination. The sample is now ready to be placed into a soil cup for analysis on the thermo-niton analyzer. Here we see two of the three parts of the sample cup, the sample cup ring and the sample cup cylinder. The plastic cover will be shown later when we close the filled cup. First, position a mylar film over the center of the sample cup ring. Centering will avoid forming wrinkles in the foil. Next, place the cup cylinder over the foil to apply pressure to push it onto the ring. A clicking sound may be noticeable when it is seated correctly. The prepared sample cup is now ready to be filled with a test portion of the sample. For filling a sample cup, the soil scoop, which is part of the standard soil kit, or an alternative folded paper can be used. When using a paper, be sure that the sheet is not already used to avoid possible cross-contamination. From the sample portion in the sieve collection container, pour a quantity of soil onto the folded paper for transfer to the cup. Fill the sample cup from this specimen until the cup is at about 60% of its maximum capacity. Next, tap the cup until the soil stops settling. Now we add slightly more soil to fill the cup to about 75% of maximum capacity, and then tap it again to settle the sample. Next, put a filter paper in place. The insertion of the poly stuffing has a double function, to fill any empty space in the cup, and when the plastic cap is placed over the completed cup, the stuffing holds the sample against the mylar window so that it can be used with the inverted test stand. Store, label, and archive the rest of the sample. Perform the startup procedure of the analyzer as shown in Module 1 of the Quick Start video. Your instrument specifications and operating data can be found from the main menu by tapping the Utilities icon, followed by the Specs icon. On this screen we see instrument serial number, date and local time, main microprocessor software version, application processor version, FPG software version, alloy library version, current temperature of the detector, detector bias voltage, detector cooling voltage, energy scale, battery charge, and the memory version. Note the changing temperature reading as it cools to -25°C. When you see the temperature reach -25, the analyzer is stable and ready for a detector calibration. Tap the Close icon to return to the Utilities menu. Perform a detector calibration and verify correct performance on the application check sample as shown in Module 2 of the Quick Start video. When the calibration is complete, you are ready to enter the desired measurement mode. Press the On-Off button to return to the main menu. From here you select Mode, Bulk Sample Mode, then either Standard Bulk Mode or Industrial Bulk. The Standard Bulk Mode is used to test for 0 to 10,000 ppm levels for screening or exploration. The Industrial Bulk Mode is used to test for 1 to 100% levels for mining and ore processing. Industrial Bulk Copper Zinc Lead is used for determination of all the 20+ elements programmed into the analyzer, including copper, zinc, and lead. The alternative submode, Industrial Bulk Rhenium Tantalum Hafnium, includes the same 20+ element analysis channels, except we replaced the 3 channels for copper, zinc, lead with rhenium, tantalum, hafnium channels. To operate your analyzer from your computer, you will need to install the NDT-R software from the supplied CD. If you have not yet installed this software on your computer, please refer to your NDT User's Guide for installation procedure. You will switch on your analyzer using the on-off key on the analyzer. From here you will operate via your computer. When you boot up the NDT-R remote operation software, you will see the analyzer display screen, which will be blank if it's not connected. To connect, first be sure the RS-232 cable is connected or the Bluetooth is on. Then click on Settings. Select the correct COM port. Most computers will support a data baud rate of 115,200. With the correct COM port selected, click OK and then Connect. This should now allow you to operate the analyzer from your PC using the NDT-R remote software. We will now show the analyzer boot up accomplished remotely from a computer using mouse clicks to select icon functions. Once booted to the main screen, clicking on the test icon will take you to the last mode used and you can begin testing. However, we recommend performing a detector calibration prior to beginning your daily testing routine. We see this being accomplished remotely. For inverted sample stand measurements, using the pistol-shaped analyzer, you will need to lock the handle support into place prior to inserting the analyzer into the stand. Place the analyzer nose into the receptacle located in the front of the test stand. If you are not using Bluetooth, connect the RS-232 cable to your analyzer. The other end of the RS-232 cable will be connected to your PC serial port. Some laptop computers do not have a serial port. If you don't have a serial port, you will need to obtain an RS-232 to USB adapter cable. This will then allow you to plug the USB end of the adapter into the USB port on your PC. Your sample cup with soil is placed into the drawer of the inverted test stand with the Mylar window facing up. When the drawer is closed, the sample is located directly under the measuring window and is ready for analysis. If the front proximity start button is software activated, the measurement will start automatically. If it is not software activated, please stop this DVD and do so following your user's guide. Your portable test stand comes with the legs removed to save space during initial shipment and any trans-shipments. To install the legs, simply press and hold the retaining pins while pushing the legs into the receptacles. The protective plastic on the legs may be removed if desired. To attach the analyzer, push it into place from below the stand until it snaps into the two latching devices on either side of the analyzer measuring nose. Next, place the cup insert into the assembled stand. Your soil samples contained in cups can now be placed into the measuring cavity with the Mylar window facing down and the lid closed to start the measurement. If your soil samples are contained in baggies, the cup insert is not used. Prior to initiating a measurement, users may enter the pending sample ID data by selecting the data entry icon. This brings up a screen with multiple choices of data fields to be filled out and stored with the upcoming measurement. The user will mouse-click on the alphanumeric keyboard icon to allow typing in of the data for the sample name. The sample, lead concentrate D1, is named, then the return key is pressed to complete the data entry. If no more data is to be entered, the measurement is ready to be started. In this example, we select Batch Measurement Mode and insert the desired number of repeat readings and accept the 60-second measuring time. Pressing the OK button starts the measurement. We now see the live time results screen with real-time online calculation of data. Note that over time, additional elements are detected. At the end of the measurement, note the results for lead, which reads an analyzed value of 32.8% plus or minus 2.43% for the 60-second shot. The complete element list, including non-detected elements, may be reviewed using the scroll bar as shown here. To start another measurement, click on the Start button. To stop a measurement before the 60-second preset time has elapsed, click the Stop button. Note that this shorter 12-second measurement carries a greater 2 sigma error for the lead analysis, which now shows a concentration value of 30.86 plus or minus 4.32%. All element error values are similarly affected by measurement time. Let's start another test, but this time we'll stop at a time between 12 and 60 seconds, say 27 seconds. Note once again that more elements are detected as more time passes. As theory predicts, the 27-second measurement has an error value that falls in between the 60 and 12-second calculated error values. We can scroll back to previous readings using the four-way panel switch. Note the mouse hovering over the left side of the four-way switch. Clicking on the left side brings us to the previous reading. Clicking on the right side returns us to the current reading. To activate live downloads of upcoming readings, click on the Download button at the top right of your NDTR screen. This opens a File dialog box to allow naming of a download file to be created. From here, you may browse to the desired destination folder and overwrite or accept the default selected file name. Next, you may decide to save the readings as a CSV file by clicking on the Save the Readings to CSV File as Well box. To save and exit, click the OK button. Note that this creates an NDT file on the desktop that will now accept the downloaded data from all subsequent measurements in real time. Next, we will start a new measurement with the Batch button. At the end of the 60-second measurement time, notice that a new file icon has appeared below the NDT icon. This is the optional CSV file that was selected. If we now click on the NDT file, it opens to reveal that our last shot, measurement 150, has been stored to this file. This file is encrypted so the operator cannot change any data. We can use the horizontal scroll bar to move through each element reading that has been downloaded to this file. If we double-click on the sample line, we can bring up the associated X-ray spectrum. We will maximize this screen and then click the cursor on a peak to identify the element. Note, for example, the cursor energy of 10.53 keV is identified as AS, or arsenic. We will now open the Excel CSV file. We click on the Excel icon and see the same, but editable, sample information as that contained in the Thermo-Niton encrypted NDT file. Thank you for viewing this training video. If there's any questions we haven't answered in here, please refer to your user's guide or contact your local representative for assistance.